Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first episode of 2023 of Coach's Corner on the Bridging Impact Podcast Network. I'm your host, Coach Furtado, and on Coach's Corner, I share the insight and wisdom that I have been learning and accumulating through my time during the week as a coach, as a substitute teacher, and really just a student of life. And I really just want to pass that wisdom along, really help transform the next generation of athletes. It's all about passing that wisdom along, whether you are a coach and you're passing that wisdom along, whether you're a parent, you're passing that wisdom to your kid, or you are the athlete I am directly reaching. I appreciate you coming on today and listening to 2023 goal setting and intentions. A lot of us, we set New Year's resolutions, but to me, New Year's resolutions are like Big Five gum. They last a very short amount of time. It's like pixie dust. And we want to, set these New Year's resolutions. Oh, it's a new year. It's a new us. It's an opportunity. But for me, what I think of New Year's resolutions are just kind of a wish, right? They are a wish. I wish I am healthier, right? To me, they are not super specific. They're just kind of what we aspire to be. And that's great. It's great to have a vision, right? But to me, you have to set goals and you have to be intentional to reach that vision, especially for me as a visionary person. Like I've had many thoughts, many dreams, many visions of me getting to a certain place, but not setting the goals and being intentional daily, weekly, monthly to reach those goals. And I want to kind of give you a guide on some framework that has helped me and something that I'm adopting this year to help me even more with, being intentional and setting those goals, but also at the same time, like enjoying the process and living in the moment, because I will also share in this episode a little bit about some of the challenges that I've had, being such an ambitious person with setting goals and also with being in the present moment and relaxing and having fun outside of our, professional goals. So, I want to begin by talking about like what really is a goal and what is, setting intentions. And a lot of us, of course, we know what a goal is, right? We put out a number or some specific thing that we want to reach and end, right? It's like a finish line. And to me, the intentions is the daily actions you are going to take towards that goal. And that's why I like setting goals and intentions versus just having a New Year's resolution. So to be specific right now, right? I post this on YouTube. I post this on, our podcast, the Bridging Impact Podcast. So with that being said, my goal this year with YouTube is to get to 10,000 subscribers. My goal with the podcast this year is to get to 10,000 listens. Now I cannot just do that, right? It requires, that is the number one, the goal. But what is the intention? How am I going to get there? For YouTube, right? To give you a little bit more of an insight, I post shorts, in shorts and have a call to action. And I'm really learning what my audience wants. So that way I can make longer form videos. I'm going to try and make 3 a week to give more value to the audience, right? You can only get so much value, in my opinion, in a 15 to 30 second, short, right? You can give a little information, give some nice short tips. However, it is going to be more important to do that in longer form. Also with a podcast. With a podcast, to me, it's a great opportunity for me to connect and collaborate with so many different people, with so many different coaches, so many different athletes across the world. And I'm just going to continue using it to be almost, not a connection vehicle. And I want to help, facilitate those connections. So I have to be intentional about my marketing if I want to get to 10,000. So as someone who has some of these ambitious goals, and right, I have fitness goals, I have relationship goals and kind of and intentions. I want to talk about intentions and really, being present, because I think sometimes, at least for me, and this may be the case for you too, is when we set like very ambitious goals, and we have numbers and targets to hit, whether it's for our personal self or it's, just our work. And we get so fixated on the goal, the outcome, that we don't worry about the intention and the process. So I think being intentional, like literally like being, right, just being in the present moment is something that I'm really working on this year. And, I believe that, and I've read, a certain thing. I don't know what the exact number is. People just always throw it out there, but we'll say about 70% of our thoughts are just habitual. They're repetitive. And, for me, I think a lot of times I use those thoughts as an opportunity to, say I'm working towards my goal. But if you think about it, you are not what you say you're going to do. You are what you do, and you can't do as much as what your mind says. It's literally not possible. So keeping that in mind, okay, let's be present this year. What does being present look like, right? So for me, like, I'm trying to be intentional. Okay, before I go and coach, right? Help me, like, I asked the universe, help me challenge these players in a positive and effective manner, right? When I come home after coaching, right, do I want to be reliving all of that practice or thinking about my game prep the other day, or do I want to be intentional and be present and spend time with my girlfriend, which, living in the present, just enjoying and relaxing life? Because that's the one thing that I just have a hard time with. I'm like, I always got to be on the go. I always do. And so that is something I'm going to be more intentional about this year. So I want to break down 6 different strategies that you can use this year to make sure that you are hitting your intentions and your goals. And the number one is to be specific and measurable. So being specific and measurable is really important, because a lot of times this is why New Year's resolutions fail, in my opinion, because they're like, I want to be healthier, right? I want to go to the gym more. Well, what does that look like, right? Do you go to the gym? Did you go to the gym 1 time a week, 0 times a week? What is more? Do you want to do more in January through March, and then more in the summer, and then a little bit less in the fall, right? Obviously, ebbs and flows of life are going to, kind of dictate some of it. But, so being specific and measurable, I'll give a specific fitness goal. So I want to be able to do 20 pull-ups at one time by the end of the year. So if I want to be able to do 20 pull-ups by the end of the year, right, I'm at 8 right now. That is a specific and measurable opportunity for me to get to that goal. Now, number 2 is setting short and long-term goals, right? So my long-term goal for the year is 20 pull-ups, right, in one set. Right now I'm at 8. Okay, so here's my goal in January is to be at 10, right? That's a short-term goal. And this is something that I have been challenged with in the past, like, because I just like to set lofty, visionary goals. And I'm like, let's go do it. I don't even care if I fail. Well, we get discouraged when we are not, making progress, right? When we don't set milestones. So I can go back to the YouTube and, my first, I remember I went through, I was reading my reflections. I was hyped to get to 50 subscribers. All right. Then it was 100, if you remember. Then it was 250, 500, and now I'm at 667. So my next milestone is 1,000. Then it'll be 2,500, 5,000, 1,000, right? And probably even some more like minute ones that I maybe not celebrate publicly, but I should celebrate internally, because those are those little carrots that you need to keep going. So setting those short-term goals, whether they're monthly, weekly, quarterly, maybe it's yearly, and then setting long-term goals as well. It's going to be able to, the short-term goals should supplement, right? You should always start with the long-term, and then short-term should be, how can I get there, right? And is it going to be linear? Absolutely not. It never is linear. You're going to have 1 month where you crush it. I go from 8 to 15 pull-ups, and then the next month for whatever reason, I'm at 14 pull-ups. What in the world? But if you just stick to the plan, right? And so I think number 3 is just being patient with the process. And that's my word of the year this year. And I need to work on it when I'm driving here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of crazy drivers. So sometimes, someone gets me off, or something slow. I'm running late. Come on. So just patience. Patience is a big one. And one of the cool things, I think I talked about it probably in my reflection episode, but is to look back, in 6 months, see how much progress you made in that amount of time. It's really inspiring. So just being patient and being encouraging. I think one thing that really helps me is talking to people that are in the same boat. So I have a buddy, Matt Sendejas. You've probably seen us, making content before. If not, go give him a follow. He makes a lot of good business and YouTube content. And one of the things is, we motivate, we encourage, we inspire each other when we have those lulls. So that's really important, to have people in your corner that support you and, in the mission that you are going through. Number 4 is, I touched on it a little bit, just to be specific and plan it out, right? How are you going to reach those short-term goals, right? How are those short-term goals going to lead to your long-term goals? I think that's one of the other things that I talked about a little bit earlier, right? It's posting those shorts every single day. It's posting, 3 long-term videos every day, or not every day, every week, right? making a plan. Okay, when am I going to make these videos? When am I going to edit these videos? Okay, when am I going to post these videos? When am I going to market them? Right? That's, getting kind of into the granular of it, and the more specific, the better. That's never something I've been really great at. Personally, it's, the details I have, that's something I gotta, continue to improve upon, because I will just say I'll do it. And, a lot of times I do it, but then sometimes I'll, forget those little details. So the more detail you can be in your plan, the better, right? Again, that's not my strength. And, I'm a doer, I'm a goer, but sometimes I need to kind of slow down and be intentional about the details in between. And I'm really going to do my best to get better at video editing. I don't know how much this video is going to get edited for YouTube, because I'm still kind of like getting back into the flow of things, but I really want to make really quality videos for people this year. And so, hey, let's keep moving and grooving. Number 5 is writing them down. Right, we want to make sure that we're writing our goals down. It's just going to help you remember your goals better, and we can keep them up here, but a lot of times we'll forget about them. So writing them down, I'm trying to document everything. I'm trying to take more photos this year. I'm trying to literally just like write down any notes, any thoughts I have that are important, right? Not habitual, rethinking of thoughts that, come up time and time again, but just writing down my notes and thoughts that I have in my head are going to be huge. And obviously writing down the goals to help us remember quite a bit more. And number 6, the last one, is just to celebrate, right? Celebrate yourself when you reach those milestones, right? However you want to. Maybe you go watch a game. Maybe you get to drink a beer, or whatever it is, as long as you're 21 plus, right? If you're an athlete, no beer, right? It's just like making sure that we're celebrating, and, it can just be as simple as, just saying, I'm proud of yourself. Just giving yourself that little reminder and little check-in, because there is always more that we can accomplish, right? When I get at 10,000 subscribers, my big goal of the year, next is 50,000, 100,000, right? It's going to obviously, there's always more to chase, but celebrate the process, right? Because we have to enjoy the journey. We have to enjoy the climb. Obviously we want to get to the mountaintop and look back and be like this, but we really only get, one day at a time, right? One moment at a time. So let's live those. Let's enjoy those, and let's make 2023 the best year yet by subscribing to this, podcast, wherever you are, making sure that you're sharing it with a friend. If you got something out of this, they want to, set goals and intentions, and they want to just become, they want to get either, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on the podcast, you want to get leadership information, basketball information, and wisdom passed along to you and to your friends. This is a show for you. This is what it's all about. It's like bridging impact, making that mission. I've had so many wonderful people give me and impact me, and I'm still learning and growing, and I want to share that with all of you. So I appreciate you all for being on. I will be in your eyes and ears next Friday. Coach Furtado out.